have you ever seen or heard about the symbolic meaning of the three wise monkeys? Well, if you haven't, it may be really valuable to us all if we start to look into the story a little bit closer. In this video, we're going to look into the origins of the three wise monkeys.
Analyzing the news.
Okay, so the story of the three wise monkeys, also known as See No Evil, Hear No Evil, and Speak No Evil, is a famous moral teaching often represented by three wise monkeys covering their eyes, their ears, and their mouth. To understand where this idea comes from, we need to explore its origins, symbolism, and how it spread across different cultures over time. The story begins in ancient Eastern philosophy, particularly, can I ever pronounce that word? Particular, that's the one. In China and Japan. It is closely linked to Buddhism teaching, which emphasizes self-discipline, mindfulness, and avoiding harmful behaviors. We could all do that, couldn't we? Avoid harmful behaviors. The earliest known reference comes from China around the 8th century AD during the Tang dynasty, where the idea of avoiding evil thoughts, speech, and actions was part of the Buddhist teaching. However, the most famous discipline of the three wise monkeys comes from Japan, and the concept was popularized through a carving at something called the Toshogu Shrine in Nikko, Japan. I can never pronounce it. I can't speak Japanese, but I do know it all kicked off in the 17th century, which was a very long time ago. This shrine was dedicated to Tokugawa Ieyasu, the founder of the Tokugawa shogunate, and the carvings were meant to convey moral lessons. The three wise monkeys represented Mizoru, covering his eyes and seeing no evil. This Kikomoruzu, who was covering his ears and hearing no evil, and Lazoru, who was covering his mouth so he couldn't speak any evil. So the symbolism behind the monkeys ties back to the idea of controlling one's senses. You've got 5 senses, by the way. Do you know what they are? To avoid any negative influences. They were basically tuning into what they were thinking. In other words, they were thinking about what they were thinking about instead of all this garbage that was filtering through their senses. So by not seeing evil, hearing evil, or speaking evil, a person can live a more virtuous and peaceful life. This concept aligns with Buddhist and Confucian values of ethical behavior, self-control, and harmony in society. God, what would the world be like if we were all tuned in? Maybe good. Now, interestingly, the monkeys themselves have cultural significance in Japan, and the Japanese word for monkey is saru. It sounds similar to the negative verb ending saru. That's spelled with a Z, which means not to do. The play on words reinforce the message of avoiding evil through figures of the monkeys. And the story of the three wise monkeys also draws influence from ancient India philosophy. A lot of things come from India, you know. A lot of things come from India. The concept of avoiding evil thoughts, words, and actions can be traced to the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi, or Mahatma Gandhi. I can never pronounce it. I don't know. I'm dyslexic. Did you know that Gandhi himself kept a small statue of the three wise monkeys as a reminder of the moral principles he lived by? Now, as the idea spread from Japan to China to the Western world, the message was sometimes interpreted differently. It's like Chinese whispers. I wonder where that come from. I'll do a video on that. In the West, the monkeys were often seen as symbols of ignorance or turning a blind eye to wrongdoing. This is slightly different from the original message of self-discipline and moral integrity. So the three wise monkeys have also appeared in literature, art and pop culture throughout history. They have been used in political cartoons, sculptures and even corporate logos to represent ideas ranging from wisdom and silence to wonderful ignorance. You heard that saying, ignorance is bliss? Oh, it ain't, because the opposite of ignorance is knowledge. The more you know, the more you grow. True story. Their simple yet profound message continues to resonate with people worldwide, reminding them to be aware of the importance of ethical behavior. So in summary, the story of the three wise monkeys originates from ancient Eastern philosophy, particularly Buddhism teaching from China and Japan. It emphasizes the importance of self-discipline, mindfulness and avoiding evil influences through the senses, and we covered that before. Reject negative thoughts. That's easier said than done. Though its interpretation has evolved over time, the core message remains a powerful reminder of living a virtuous life. Now, why is it important to remind ourselves about the three wise monkeys? What's the point? It's only monkeys. Well, it would be wise for us to be aware of our thoughts, as our thoughts have tremendous power over our lives. We all know negative thoughts are patterns of thinking that focus on unfavorable, critical or pessimistic perceptions about ourselves and other people, as well as situations. These thoughts often manifest as self-criticism, doubt, fear and worry. For example, someone might think, I am not good enough, I'll fail, or people don't like me, and such thoughts can create emotional distress and hinder personal growth. We know this. There are a lot of people who are drawn towards negative thinking for several reasons. One major factor is evolution and biology. Evolutionary biology, if you like, because early humans needed to be alert to potential dangers in their environment for survival, which led to a natural bias towards noticing threats and negative outcomes. This negativity bias helps protect against harm, but can persist even when threats are very minimal. That's why we have anxiety. There's nothing to be afraid of, but we feel the fear anyway. Another reason could be past experiences and conditioning, because negative experiences, especially in childhood, can shape thought patterns. That's the way your thoughts are developed. It shapes them. It's not hard once you become aware of how you think. So if a person is faced with criticism or failure in early life, then they might internalize those experiences as negative beliefs about themselves. We all do that, don't we? Additionally, societal pressures and media exposure often emphasizes problems and conflicts, reinforcing negative thinking. That's why you should never watch celebrities, because they're all beautiful, aren't they? And if they're beautiful, it makes us feel ugly. Now, there's cognitive distortions, which also play a role. These are irrational thoughts and thought patterns that screw perceptions, such as catastrophizing. I can't pronounce anything this day. I'm getting old. But anyways, bear with me. We are always expecting the worst outcome, and black and white thinking becomes seeing the external world as situations in extremes or overreacting, because we do react, don't we? So these distortions can help trap individuals into cycles of negative thoughts, making it difficult to see situations objectively. Now, objectively means looking at something and then saying, okay, that's what it is, let me look at it again. That's objectively. But we do it reactively. This three wise monkey or three wise monkeys thing says, Quite interesting. Moreover, stress and mental health conditions like anxiety and depression often amplify negative thoughts, and when someone is overwhelmed or feeling low, their brain tends to focus on more of the problems than the solutions, reinforcing this negative outlook. And we do that, don't we? We always think about what we don't want to happen, never what we do want. It's kind of backwards. You should pay attention to that. So in other words, negative thoughts are common and rooted in biology. So don't worry, it's not your fault. Past experiences, cognitive patterns, and mental health factors, it all plays a role. It's all part of the big thing. So understanding these causes can empower individuals to challenge and manage their negative thinking, leading to a healthier mindset. And that's all we want, really, isn't it? We want a healthy body and we want a healthy mind. Believe me, when you get to my age, you'll look back when you're younger and think, God, I wish I was young again. That's what I do. Think about the three monkeys. Just think about it. They blocked their senses to evil. In other words, they were detaching themselves from negative thinking. They weren't connected to it. There was no association. They ain't going there. So when humanly possible, mentally dissociate from negative thinking and limiting beliefs about them yourself. And if your friends are going through the same sort of negative thought process, tell them to change themselves and the world around them, because profound psychology and behavioral changes can occur. So this shift allows individuals to break free from self-imposed constraints. So here are 10 particular and practical steps that you can use that will help you control your negative limiting thoughts and beliefs about yourselves and the world around you. One thing I notice about myself is that I stutter. I've got a bit of a stammer. It's because I think so fast that the words don't always come out. I do apologise. I'll try and edit it, but it is what it is. Okay, here's the 10 positive practical steps. You'll like this. Number 1, practice gratitude. Start each day by acknowledging 3 things that you're thankful for. This shifts your focus from what's lacking to more of the positive aspects of your life, fostering a mindset of abundance. It's very powerful, because when you're depressed, you moan. When you're happy, you're in a state of gratitude. So if you're unhappy, just start being in a state of gratitude, and then it'll balance itself out, and before you know it, you'll be happy. Number 2, positive affirmations. Recite empowering statements such as I am capable and strong. This will reinforce self-beliefs and counter negative thoughts. If you think more positive, the negative can't come in, can it? It's not rocket science. Here's another one. Mindfulness meditation. Spend a few minutes daily focusing on the present moment. And what does that look like? Well, just there you go. That's the present moment. Yeah. This reduces stress and improves emotional regulation by anchoring thoughts in the now. Now, that's the present. And number 4 is set clear goals. Break larger objectives into manageable tasks. Clear goals provide direction and a sense of purpose, preventing feelings of overwhelming states. So if you've got a goal and it seems too big, just break it down. That's all you need to do. Break it down. Number 5 is self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness during difficult times. Reframe self-criticism into constructive feedback, which helps build resilience. In other words, it makes your skin thicker, like an armor. It makes you strong, emotionally, mentally, physically. Just do it. And number 2, surround yourself with positively engaging people who are going to uplift you. So uplifting people. Content to the environment. That means don't push against things. Get involved. If it meets your values, get involved and play the game. You see, positive influences can shape your thoughts and inspire personal growth. Now, number 7 is this one. You'll like this. Daily reflection. Take time to review your day, acknowledging both successful areas in your life for growth as well as things that haven't been so good. but recognize them, because that's how you grow. Reflecting fosters a continuous self-improvement because you're watching your behavior, your thoughts. And one thing you should always do, and this is number 8, challenge negative thoughts. Identify and question irrational or unhelpful thoughts. Replace them with balanced perspectives rooted in reality. Number 9 would be something like practice kindness. Perform small acts of kindness regularly. Helping others can boost your mood and reinforce positive thinking patterns. You're in control of your mind. No one controls it unless you let them. Don't let them. Number 10 is to learn continuously. Engage in a lifelong learning through reading courses or conversations, expanding knowledge. This stimulates curiosity and a growth mindset. Adopting these 10 thinking habits can significantly enhance positivity and overwhelm mental and well-being, promoting constructive thoughts, patterns, and emotional balances. And that's what it's about. If your life's going to be in a balance, you might as well make it into a high one. It's your life. Get the most out of it because you're paying for it. Get your money's worth. I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully it helped you in some way. Thank you for all your likes and subscribing to this channel. And remember, you are the one that is in control of your thoughts and what it is that you think about. So why wouldn't you take control of your thoughts instead of them controlling you? Doesn't make sense. Control it. Until next time, always remember that everything is going to be all